What's up, gang? It's your boy Chris, checking back in. I want to share with y'all what the beginning of my week one in the gym for the new year 2016 looks like. Now, bear in mind, I was going to the gym prior to New Year's, January 1st. So I got my routine running. I made some adjustments because I wanted to make a little changes to my body, my physique, and all that good jazz. So I'm doing this video just to give you guys a rundown of how my week started. If you watched the previous video, then you know I talked about doing some new stuff for this week in terms of my routine. So you know I'm doing cardio in the mornings. I'm doing weight training in the afternoon, evening times after work. And basically I'm just going to give y'all a rundown of how that's been working out and a little bit of what I've been learning, because of course, like the last video talked about, fitness education. The more I continue to do this, the more I want to know, so I can make sure I'm doing things the right way, or doing things that will be beneficial to me, my body type, and overall my lifestyle or whatever. So first off, let you guys know, I told you in a previous video that I was going to weigh in Monday at the gym that I go to by where I work at, 30 minutes away from my house. Now the gym is at a hospital. They have more of a calibrated scale at that hospital than the gym I go to over by my house. So I trust their scale a little bit more. Prior to the holidays, I weighed myself. I weighed in at around about 249. Bear in mind, over the holiday break, which was about a week and a half, I was going to the gym at least maybe 4 days out of that whole time. I didn't really do any cardio, but I did do my volume weight training. Of course, I got videos talking about my experience at the Metroflex Arlington and Metroflex Fort Worth, the Castle, and I took my volume training to those two locations, and I guess I kept up the maintenance. So anyway, I got back on it the week that we came back. I kept going with it. I wasn't able to get my cardio the way I wanted to. That's when I decided to make the adjustment and join the gym out here close to my house, and decided, okay, in the morning times I'm gonna do the cardio at the hospital, cardio and abs, core work, and I'm going to do the weight training over by my house. So my report for this week, 2 days in. So I weighed in yesterday at 244 pounds. So that's a 5-pound loss since a few weeks ago. My morning cardio ab routines basically been almost the same as my volume training. So when I do abs, I do the crunch machine, I do the obliques machine, I do the decline and do crunches on the decline, and everything is full volume. So I'm doing about 10 to 20 reps per set. So that's what, 20 by 5 or 10 by 10. Sorry, had a little mental difficulties. For a total of about 300 reps. Abs are a little sore, but I guess that comes with the territory. In the morning time, my cardio routine has been, I told you guys I was incorporating the list training. So it's the low intensity, I always forget the damn S. Low intensity state cardio. So basically I got on the treadmill, set the incline to 10, set the speed to 3.5, and just let it ride for about 35 minutes. When I came out from that, I burned a total of 1,000 calories in 2 days. So between the day and yesterday, that's about 500 calories a day. So I think I'm doing pretty good with the cardio and the morning routine. As for my afternoon, evening routine, I'm still doing the weights, still doing volume training with the weights. Some exercises, like for the bench press, I decided to go up on weight for a few sets. I'm still doing volume by 10, so I just want to make sure that I'm cutting deep into that muscle fiber. As you guys know, once you start back after a while, of having a break from a routine, you start back with the weights. You notice after that your muscles are extremely sore. Now, if you continue on with your routine and the same routine with the same amount of weights, that soreness, like if I'm doing chest on Mondays and I haven't been in the gym in a while, that week after, a few days following that week that I started back doing chest, my muscles are going to be sore. By the time the weekend comes and Monday rolls back around, I'm doing chest again, I'm not going to be as sore as I was. The soreness is going to be going away by Monday, but once I get back on the bench and I do the same routine, I'm not going to be sore as I was because I done shocked my muscles back into the normal routine or whatever, and we just going for what we know. So what I decided to do was I didn't feel much of a strain doing what I was doing, about 135 on the bench press, so I upped it to 225 for 2 or 3 sets, and did decrements of probably about 5 pounds, going all the way up to my 100th rep. And I kind of did that with everything I did for chest. And so my eating routines have been pretty decent. Only thing about that's made a big difference in incorporating the cardio, I kind of changed up my macros. You don't understand what macros is. It's the fancy scientific term for your diet, your macronutrients. And I'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. But I adjusted my diet this week. I decided to cut all carbs out of my diet for this week. It's a little experiment I'm trying, especially since I'm doing cardio this week. And I'm sending my body into a caloric deficiency. So whatever my recommended calories per day is, I'm trying to cut that down, cut the carbs completely out, and go for what I know. And basically it's calorie cutting and carb cutting, and see where I land by Friday on the scale. So I'll give you guys an update. I'll do another video, maybe 2 videos this week, but I'll do another video and give you guys an update of where I'm at on the scale this week after this whole routine by Friday. I don't finish my routines till Saturday. I give myself a break on Sunday, but Friday because I don't go to the hospital on the weekends to work out. And like I said, I only trust the hospital scale because I think it's calibrated correctly. I'll give you guys an update on where my weight is landing on that scale with this new macronutrient deal that I'm doing. So like I said, I cut out all carbs, cutting back calories. I'll do a whole separate video on what I'm doing for my nutrition this week. But what I noticed by doing that, my morning routine ain't bad because it's how hard is it to do rapid pace walking on a treadmill, right? I mean, just put your headphones in, play your music, you go for 30 minutes and you forget what's going on. You're just in the zone. But when you get to lifting the weights and you're doing volume training, like I said, if you're doing volume training, you're going to be in the gym for a while. And it can get tedious and monotonous. And if it starts to get a little stressful on your body, then it starts to make you say, what the hell am I doing here? So the one thing I'm noticing from the carb cut is the weight, even though it's the same, moderately. Like I said, I did change it and add more weight to some routines. It felt a little stressful on my body. I completed all of my sets. I completed all of my reps. So there was no cheating this week. You know what I'm saying? There was no cutback. You know, I got that CT Fletcher will. You know, if I go in there and say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it to completion. No matter how long it takes, I'm going to do it to completion. And you should too. But that's what I noticed by cutting my macros. I think my body's getting a little fatigued. And so what I decide I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on this week with the carbs completely cut out of my diet. Next week, I'm gonna incorporate carbs. Shout out to my boy JJ. I had a discussion with him. He's a heavy gym head too. I had a discussion with him on Facebook, and we decided that maybe I should try to incorporate a little carbs into my afternoon snack before I go to the gym, and do the weights in the evening, and see how that works out in terms of giving me energy to push through the sets and not feel as fatigued with that high volume deal. So again, shout out to JJ, and I'll do another video next week to let you guys know how that's coming along with the addition of the carbs. So we talked about my diet this week. We talked about a cardio routine so far this week, my weigh-in. One thing I want to let you guys know, so we talked about macronutrients. Again, that's the big science word for your diet plan, what fits you for your diet plan. A lot of times people feel like they have to go to a nutritionist to talk about these things, which isn't a bad idea. They go to school, they get the big education for it. They know all about nutrition, but you can kind of learn some of that stuff on your own and kind of tailor your own little plan for yourself. Like I said, if you don't have the money for a trainer, or you don't have the money or the funds for a nutritionist, there's nothing like going back and doing some good old research on your own, So one of the things that I've done to figure out, what's best suited for my body type, my weight, and all that good jazz is I went to bodybuilding.com. Now, I understand the word bodybuilding might throw some of you guys off because you don't want to be bodybuilders. You don't want to put on a whole bunch of muscle. You might just want to lose weight and tone up and all that good jazz. You might want a totally different physique from me. But bodybuilding.com has a macronutrients calculator that basically allows you to for whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever your goal is, they allow you to come in. You say, okay, I want to do fat loss, or I just want to do maintenance on my body, or I want to gain muscle. So you plug that in, you go in, plug your weight in, plug in your height, male, female. Then they ask you your activity level, whether you are lightly active with moderate exercise but have a sedentary job, moderately active with intense exercise but sedentary job, or whether you're very active with moderate exercise and an active job, and so on and so forth. And you pick from these categories for your activity level, for your daily activity level, and then they calculate what your macronutrients is. So what they calculated for me personally is my carb intake should be 247 grams per day. My protein intake should be 247 grams per day. And my fat should be 55 grams per day. Now that's based on my goal of wanting to lose fat. That's fat loss. So basically I've been trying to abide by that in terms of what that macronutrients calculator says. And there will be a link in the description box for that site, that page on bodybuilding.com, where you can plug in your information and figure out what your macros should be. Another helpful site will be myfitnesspal.com. You can monitor your macronutrients and kind of build a macronutrient meal plan for yourself off of there. Me, I'm not a guru on it. I'm not a CPT, certified personal trainer. So I'm not going to tell you what should be done or what I should be doing. I'm pretty much playing with my macronutrients right now, seeing what works for me, and seeing what the best plan is for me, all while, trying to cut this weight. So I'm kind of torturing myself a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think that it's going to be beneficial to me, and I'm going to find something that works for me on a consistent basis, and I'm going to stick with that. Like I said, this week is all carb cut. Next week I'm going to add carbs. Who knows what I do from there, and so on and so forth, especially with the the caloric deficit that I'm introducing into my routine. So other than that, gang, I really don't have nothing else to talk about this week. Well, actually, I really don't have nothing else to talk about now. I have plenty to talk about for this week. I'll do videos on that later this week. One other thing I want to leave you with, I think I want to start leaving you guys with some things to kind of help you out with your fitness and your education. One thing that I checked out this week, Chris Jones on his Physiques of Greatness, either Physiques of Greatness or it might be his Pump Chaser page. I'll leave the description, the link in the description down below. But he has a pretty dope technique for dumbbell preacher curls. Usually when I'm on the seated preacher curls, I'm lifting the dumbbells out like that and up, like that out, up on the positive, out on the negative. He has a routine where when he comes up on the positive pump, he goes back out on the negative. He rotates his wrist, and that extends the long lateral part of the muscle, turns it back over, brings it back in for that pump, takes it back out for the negative, rotate the wrist to extend the bicep, rotate it, come back up. This is little small nuances and things like that that I find dope, and I'll try stuff like that. And it was pretty dope for me today. I did notice a difference in the pump. I noticed a difference in how the muscle felt and all that good jazz. So you get a chance, check that out. The link will be in the description. The link will be on this video. You can press it, click on it if you want to go to it. And yeah, talk to you guys later on this week. Let you know how things are going. Thanks for checking this out. If you like this video, if you like my channel, like the content, hit like, share, comment below, and yeah, stay on your routine, stay on your goals, keep up with your goals, guys. Chris out.